Hello there, I'm Jack, and I welcome you to Phantom Chamber, a safe space of dread and distress. Feel free to stick around. On September 19, 1961, Barney and Betty Hill were driving home from a vacation in Niagara Falls when they saw a strange object in the sky. They described it as a large, cigar-shaped object that was hovering over the trees. The object was brightly lit and seemed to be emitting a humming sound. The Hills followed the object for about 10 minutes until it disappeared over a ridge. According to Betty and Barney's accounts, the craft began to move erratically, ultimately hovering over their vehicle. The terrified couple experienced a state of altered consciousness, later recalling missing time and disjointed memories of strange figures observing them from within the craft. Betty and Barney's story took a chilling turn when they awoke 2 hours later, seemingly having traveled a considerable distance from where they first encountered the craft. They found themselves disoriented and distressed, with fragmented recollections of a strange medical examination. Both claimed to have undergone an unnerving physical examination by diminutive, gray-skinned beings with large, wraparound eyes. These examinations included procedures such as skin and hair sampling, along with intrusive tests that left Betty with the impression that they were searching for something specific. A few days later, the Hills underwent hypnosis to help them remember more details about the incident. Under hypnosis, they both recalled being abducted by aliens and taken aboard their spaceship. They said that the aliens were small, with large heads and big black eyes. The aliens performed some kind of physical examination on the Hills, and then they released them back to their car. The Hill case is one of the most famous UFO cases in history. Some people believe that the Hills were telling the truth, while others believe that they were simply mistaken, or that they made up the story. In 2007, the FBI released some of the files on the Hill case. The files included transcripts of the Hills' hypnosis sessions, as well as reports from the police and other investigators. The Hill case remains a mystery, and there is no definitive answer to what happened to the Hills that night. However, it is one of the most well-documented UFO cases in history, and it continues to fascinate people to this day. Betty Hill described the object they saw in the sky as being about the size of a DC-3 airplane. It was brightly lit and had a metallic sheen. The object was hovering in the air, and it seemed to be emitting a humming sound. Barney Hill said that he saw a door open on the side of the object, and he saw a ramp extend to the ground. He said that he saw two beings standing on the ramp, and they were looking at him and Betty. The beings were described as being about 4 feet tall, with large heads and big black eyes. They had large ears, and their skin was a grayish-green color. They were wearing tight-fitting silver suits, and they had no hair on their heads. The beings motioned for the Hills to come closer, and they did. The beings then took the Hills aboard their spaceship. Inside the spaceship, the Hills were subjected to a physical examination. The beings took samples of their blood and hair, and they also took pictures of them. The beings then released the Hills back to their car. Under hypnosis, the Hills were able to recall more about the aliens and the spaceship. They said that the aliens had told them that they were from another planet and that they were studying humans. The aliens also told the Hills that they were not harmful and that they would not harm them. The Hills' hypnosis sessions were recorded, and the transcripts of the sessions were later released to the public. The transcripts have been studied by UFO researchers, and they have been the subject of much debate. In 2007, the FBI released some of the files on the Hill case. The files included transcripts of the Hill's hypnosis sessions, as well as reports from the police and other investigators. The FBI files did not provide any definitive answers about what happened to the Hills that night. However, the files did provide more details about the incident, and they helped to shed some light on the Hills' story. The Hill case remains a mystery, and there is no definitive answer to what happened to the Hills that night. However, it is one of the most well-documented UFO cases in history, and it continues to fascinate people to this day. The Hill case has been the subject of many books and articles, and it has been featured in several documentaries. The case has also been the subject of much debate among UFO researchers. Some people believe that the Hills were telling the truth and that they were abducted by aliens. The Hill case became one of the first instances of alien abduction to capture mainstream attention. Their story spawned numerous books, documentaries, and investigations, contributing to the growing belief in extraterrestrial visitations and government cover-ups. Despite skepticism from some quarters, their account is held up by UFO enthusiasts as a landmark case in the study of potential contact between humans and beings from other worlds.